So we pretty much have everybody here. For the media points, there's some new personality points here. So again, I'm Chief Wayne Fisher. Spelling of my first name is W-A-Y-N-E. Spelling of my last name, Fisher, F-I-S-H-E-R. We have with us Mayor LaRhonda Patrick and the freight train, Willie Raines. Again, the purpose of this is to discuss the rollout for Operation Lay It Down, and we'll discuss that here in a moment. But what I will do is I will start off by introducing Mayor Patrick. Follow behind Ms. Patrick will be the freight train, and then I'll follow up behind. Got it?
All right, I'm going to project so you all can hear me, but good morning. Thank you so much for being here today as we talk about one of our latest initiatives, Operation Lay It Down. Many of you are aware of crime in our city has been on the decrease, but there is an area where we're seeing an increase as far as a category, and that is crime in our youth, children who go to our school systems, and part of that issue is dealing with guns. So to help with that, we want to make sure the community understands how we can play an impactful role in keeping that part of the crime down in our city. Operation Lay It Down allows you a chance to play that role that we need you to help police our city by helping police our community and what's happening inside your homes or buildings that you come in contact with. You're going to hear from two individuals. You're going to hear from the freight train. You're going to hear from Chief Fisher about what this program is, how it came to be, and I just want to make sure that I clearly emphasize how I appreciate the family who is here with us that came up with the naming of this event to be Operation Lay It Down. Thank you for what you all are doing in our community as you're still mourning the loss of your little one. Thank you for what you do, and I am so proud to be here today to show you how the city of Warner Robins did what we said we were going to do. We said we wanted to do something about the increase in crime in our youth, and we know that it's dealing with guns. And this is a way that we can make sure that our community, that the parents, that the relatives, that the loved ones who come in contact with a gun have a safe haven to bring that gun, lay it down, and help keep our community safe. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to the family for being here, and I'm sure you'll see them in a moment. And I just want to thank Chief Fisher. I want to thank our entire Warner Robins Police Department for their efforts in making sure that this event takes place. And thank you, Willie Raines, for your vision, for being a visionary and helping with many things dealing with our youth and crime inside of our city and across our nation, quite frankly, and all the things that he does. So now I'm going to ask that Willie Raines, the freight train, come up and share some words with us about why this is important to our community and how this is going to benefit us overall. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, my name is Willie Raines. I'm known as the freight train for the last 26 years. I had the privilege of being in every state, 27 different countries, speaking to young people all around the world. I literally speak to about 1 million young people a year. And why this was so passionate for me, earlier part of last year, the coroner and the DA came to me because of the problem was there was a lot of overdose, and the DA was about the violence. And talking to our mayor, she got in touch with me. And so together, I put together a program called Choices in the School Assembly Program. And if you go to my YouTube channel, it's Combat Bullying Tour, and you'll see that video called Choices. It's dealing with the fact of our young people are making choices, but they're not considering the consequences of it. And so when in those school assemblies, we bring a casket out. I come out in a jail uniform, and I begin to tell my story about the choices that I made that landed me in jail, almost landed me in prison, but a judge had mercy on me and gave me another chance. And because of that, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. For the last 26 years, I've been doing this and fighting for this generation. Every time we turn on the TV, we see another young person killing one another. They've killed another person by the gun. and the violence that we're seeing now amongst our young. This is not something that's happening here in Houston County. It's happening around the world, because our young people, what they're looking at, they're on social media, and what's there with all the entertainers, the new music is all about violence, about guns, about shooting and killing. If you listen to most of the new songs from Young Thug and all the way down, you begin to look at all it's promoting is violence. And because of what our young people begin to see and because of what they begin to hear, they begin to act out. So they're making choices but not considering the consequence until it's too late. And not only do I do school assembly, but I do detention center. And it's sad when I go into detention center, and I went to one of the largest detention centers in Montgomery, Alabama, where they're serving life. You got from 12 to 17-year-old in this facility. They got at least 30 years to life sentence there. They're only held there till they get 17 or 18, then they have to go to the prison. And it's full. And it's not just one race. So we're dealing with a culture now. And what we have to do is expose it. And so what we're also doing, talking to our mayor here, Mayor Patrick, she taught me about juvenile justice. And so I was like, wait, what is that? And she's like, juvenile law. I said, man. So we started thinking about that. And so now we're putting together videos. So we believe, just like you have sex education in school, why not teach them about the law, juvenile law? So if you do this crime, this is what the law says you'll get. So the gang member cannot trick them, or nor their cousin tell them, well, this is how much time you're going to get. They will know for themselves, this is what the law says in Georgia. And so, again, I'm glad to be working with Chief Fisher. He contacted me, and I just love it. We come together to work together because it's going to take an effort from everybody. Everybody has to work together. Parents, you got to be careful. Know what your kids at on social media, because I'm seeing a lot of videos that your kids got guns and stuff. And now, if I can see it, they can see it. My question is, why you can't see it? And so it's going to take everybody working together to help save the lives of our youth. And so together, working together, we can do it. I believe that. And we can bring the crime rate down. And I thank God for Mayor Patrick and the police department for putting together this program to be proactive. They're doing something. And so, again, I thank the family for coming up with that idea. And, again, my heart goes out to you and your family during this time of still grieving from the loss, but at least let his name mean something to stand for it. And so I pray that there will be no another senseless death of a young person here in our county. Thank you.
So unfortunately, the reason why we're here is we know there's been tragic episodes in our history within Warner Robins, even within this past year. As early as February of this year, we had the homicide of a young man. And the other tragedy at that point is the perpetrator, the offender himself, was 13 years of age. The gun the 13-year-old had was a stolen firearm in and of itself as well. So you're dealing with compounding issues of, again, youth with firearms, the stolen firearms, and then we're going to come back and encapsulate it back to responsible firearm ownership. We can go as late as this year to about 6 weeks ago. Again, we have a homicide that's perpetrated by a young man, 18 years of age, without real thought or concept to the consequences of their actions of a firearm. And with a stolen firearm, shot indiscriminately into a house and killed a woman. We were able to collect that weapon during the search warrant, which was in their house, and again, stolen firearm in the house. So Operation Lay It Down is an understanding point that we have an issue of these firearms that are stolen as well, getting into the homes and into the hands of young persons. The police department, absent of a search warrant, cannot go into your house or somebody's house to do a search and collect things. Again, we have to have that warrant. But as a responsible head of household and property owner, it is your residence. You have children, you have people that are in your house. And again, as Freight Train made reference to, these children are on social media freely and willingly displaying that they have these weapons. It's hard for us to imagine that a responsible homeowner, parent, guardian is unaware of such, that there are weapons in the house. Or mom bringing in the laundry or cleaning up a bedroom doesn't happen, or father in that case, to come across the firearm. What we do know is when these children or irresponsible adults do go out with these firearms, we do end up having a loss of life, property damage, or personal injuries. And these are all preventable. Statistically, within the city of Warner Robins alone for this year, as we're going to talk about the firearms getting in the hands of these people, is we've had 552 entering auto reports so far for this year. Of those 552 reports, 120 of them involve stolen firearms from inside the car. Of those 120 entering autos where firearms were stolen, we have had 135 firearms stolen. So some of these cars had more than one firearm in it. There were 125 handguns, 10 of them were long guns. The most disturbing number of this fact, though, when we look at these 120 entering autos, all but 9 involved the cars being unlocked. Let that settle in. 120 entering autos, only 9 of them, the vehicles were secure. My question is that responsible firearm ownership? The Warner Robins Police Department is firm and staunch supporters of the Second Amendment and firearms ownership. It is not the idea or purpose behind Operation Lay It Down to step in or infringe on personal freedoms or rights. But in this messaging that we are presenting here today is this as well. If you are a firearm owner, be responsible and secure your firearms. Do not leave them in your cars as well as unlocked. Now, we can understand there might be a time and place where you go to a venue point and you cannot carry that firearm with you and you secure it in your vehicle. Secure it in your vehicle. Don't leave it in a manner where some juvenile is going to walk by, pop a door handle, because that's the bulk of our entering autos, that we're leaving cars unsecured, and then leaving these weapons in the car. Because unfortunately, when that happens, we have what I've just referenced to here. At the beginning of the year and of recent, we have families that are shattered and broken because of a homicide, because somebody with a firearm, without an understanding of the consequences, again, as Mr. Raines stated, of the impacts to the families from somebody that gets shot, or they themselves, when they get out and they display the weapon, that might trigger a response from somebody else, and at which point they become a victim of a violent crime. So the Warner Robins Police Department gets asked frequently, what are we doing to get the guns off the street? Again, what I can tell you anecdotally from the police department from January 1st to present, October 31st, where we drew the numbers, we have secured 173 firearms into our property evidence. Again, 173, but we've had 135 stolen. We are but Warner Robins. We have partnered communities within Houston County, Centerville, Perry, Byron, Peach County, Macon, Bibb County, Twiggs. And the point behind Operation Lay It Down is transcending just beyond what's going on in Warner Robins. When we have families being impacted through gun violence, such as what we've seen, it is across our entire Middle Georgia community, and we can look at it on a national level. So the question points come back, what are we doing as a police department? And I can provide to you numbers, but the biggest thing I can tell you is this: we need a partnership within the community. We cannot do it alone. We will never be able to do it alone. We need the community to be engaged with us. Again, talking with a family that has become family to me, and I don't say that lightly. They are family to me on a lot of these passings that we've had through gun violence. We have got to come to a solution point and, again, work hand to glove. And you're seeing that with the partnership that the city's forged and with the police department. And we extend this offer at Olive Branch to our partner and law enforcement agencies as well to join in with us onto this. So on November 16th at Perkins Field, which is next to the old rec department on Watson Boulevard, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Warner Robins Police Department will be hosting the first, and it will be of many more to the future, Operation Lay It Down. I wish I could say that it was my idea for the title and efforts, but unfortunately, it's through the loss for a family. And it's with their honor and recognition that we do this as well. It is an effort in a manner to where family members or responsible household owners, if they become aware of a firearm being in their house that they know should not be there, it's not one of theirs, they can't answer for it, but they're conflicted as, what do I do with this firearm? Do I necessarily want my child to get in trouble? We can understand that as well. Our focus and goal is to get these firearms off the street in an anonymous fashion. We will not record or track anybody's information that is surrendering the weapons on November 16th to Operation Lay It Down from 10 to 4. And we will secure these weapons and we will deal with them in accordance to law and proper fashion. But it will provide an opportunity for those, again, from the head of household, when they come into possession of these weapons, to know that they're there and they're in that conundrum. What do I do with it? What I can tell you 100% without any doubt in my mind, if you ignore that firearm being in the house, that you know is not your weapon, not your household's weapon, it should not be there, then you have somebody in your household that has brought that weapon there. And that person will take that weapon out of that household, and they will either commit a crime or be a victim of violence through that action or presentation of that weapon or their own behavior points. This is a proactive approach for the community to engage with us to try to stop this violence, to get these weapons off the street, and the life that they may ultimately be saving by joining in and partnering with us may be that of their loved one. I say this, though. We're providing that opportunity and environment for it to be done. I say this to everybody that hears my voice. If you come across that firearm in your house and you choose not to address that issue, you choose not to take responsibility and control of your household, if something harmful happens to your loved one because of that firearm, you have a responsibility and accountability that you will have to live with. We're trying to provide you an opportunity within the community, again, to partner with us, potentially save lives, and again, that life you could be saving could be that one of your loved one. Again, November 16th, Perkins Field. It will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It will be an anonymous matter to where the firearms will be brought in. We will clear them, and we will store them and to deal with them in accordance to law. We place this offer not only to those within the Houston County community, but to within our viewership districts that we have within the media sources here. Again, if that family member happens to find that weapon, doesn't know what to do with it, we will be more than happy to receive that weapon at that time and to secure it in a proper fashion and again deal with it in accordance to law. But the numbers I presented to you are numbers, and we can look at it from a non-emotional standpoint. I am tired. I am tired, and I am heartbroken, as well as many of my officers, to this. When we go to these calls where people have been injured, harmed, or have given up of their life because of this needless violence. It needs to stop. We can go so far, but we need and can go much farther with the community support into Operation Lay It Down. I thank you for coming here to take this message and bring it forth for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Fisher. And in closing, I just want to say Operation Lay It Down is about keeping our kids safe. I am a mother as well. Keeping our kids safe is important to me, but it's not just about keeping our kids safe, it's about keeping our community safe, our city safe, to make sure that we do our part in proactive crime prevention. That's what this is about. So a gun in a kid's hand or in a kid's possession is something that we can help deter in many different ways. This is just one way. We're asking you to help keep us safe. So please follow what Chief Fisher said. Come out to Operation Lay It Down. Thank you so much for the family of the Aquarius for being here and for pioneering this. And thank you, Willie Raines, for all that you do on many levels to help make sure we are proactive about crimes happening in our city that are committed by our youth. Again, this is about the entire community, not just our youth, but I have a passion for decreasing the crime in our youth. They are getting in contact with guns that do not belong to them, some way, somehow. We know this to be a fact based on data. So because of the data, we did something. Some may say we're being overboard. I say is never being overboard if you're about keeping a high quality of life in the city of Warner Robins and making sure our crime stays low. So let's be that beacon of light for our entire area and show them we don't have to wait until things get worse. We don't have to wait until more children or more people die from guns in the hands of people who do not belong to guns and who do not know how to operate them. We are being proactive. We're setting the standard here, and please help us in accomplishing this mission to keep our community safe and get guns off the street and out of our children's hands. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing everyone on the 16th. Again, it's anonymous. That means we're not going to ask you questions. We just need you to do what's right. If your gut's telling you there's something in your house, please check, bring it, lay it down so that we can be safe. Thank you. And we're done. Any questions?